You already know what time it is. Man, what a beauty. What's going on, you guys? This is Antoine, aka the Bigfella, bringing you another video. It is my cousin's 21st birthday, so we're going to be cooking out here. I'm going to have the fire pit going today. It's just going to be a nice little country get-together. I wish I had some fish to fry, but unfortunately I don't. But we got some hot dogs, hamburgers, and down in that cooler, some ribs brining, so it's going to be a feast. Alright, y'all, I started off a little slow. Got a few burgers on there. Still kind of hot for the ribs. I want to cook those low and slow so they'll be nice and tender. Alright, you guys, the burgers and dogs are done. I took them in the house, but we got the ribs going. Yeah, them ribs should be pretty good. I don't know if you noticed or not, all the ribs were on one side of the grill. That's because I have them on indirect heat, meaning there's no charcoals directly under it. I got all the charcoals on this side of the grill. And I do that because I sear them on this side, and then I take them and put them on that side and have the seasonings and stuff on top, and just let them slow cook. I use the bone side down, and the seasonings and stuff just absorb down into the meat. They come out fantastic. Perfect.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elijah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. That's a little shout. That's a little.
Good afternoon, you guys. It's Sunday around 12:30. Just got out of church. As you can see, I have none of the kids. They went with my mom. So I guess that means I'm fishing by myself, maybe. I don't know. I might make a couple phone calls, see if anybody else wants to get out there on the boat with me. But go ahead and do some crappie fishing. I need to stock up this freezer for this cookout. I'll probably do that with some catfish as well one of these days here. But need to go ahead and get me some food because I am starving. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull out Nightshade and try to get on some fish. All right, I'll see you later.
Okay, that means no.
Okay.
That means good.
All right, you guys, I'm leaving my parents' house now. I just stopped over there to talk to my dad for a little bit. Gavin, he happened to be outside riding his bike, and he was trying to give me directions on how to get out of the driveway, trying to direct traffic and whatnot. But get ready to go over here to the lake and try to catch a limit of crappie. And try to get off the water a little early because I'm going to have to clean these bad boys tonight, too, and get them frozen for this cookout. There's something about these ponds off of these old dirt roads. Gotta love them. I'm actually shocked. I'm the only one out here today. It's usually cars all up and through here with boat trailers and stuff like that. But going to enjoy the peace and quiet back here. I just need to back down the boat ramp right here, get Nightshade ready, and we can go ahead and do some fishing. Got this whole huge pond just to myself. Only thing that sucks about coming out here by yourself is stuff like that. I can't see anything like that from the back of the boat, which is why I need to go ahead and get my bow mount trolling motor. As much as I want a remote controlled one, I don't. I need the front trolling motor sooner rather than later, so I may go ahead and get a foot pedal one for now until I save it for that. That bird scared the crap out of me just now, so sorry if the camera got a little shaky. I was just wanting to know what that noise was. I know I haven't been crappie fishing for long, but I kind of want to, tell you guys what I've been doing, because, I've been kind of successful out here, catching really close to a limit with the exception of last time where I only caught 10. But I want to, share some tips and tricks and stuff like that I've figured out here, the last few visits I've had at this pond here. And, I want to share that throughout the course of the video with you guys and try to explain a little bit what I'm doing. First tip is just find some shade on the bank. It feels like that's where they've been here the last few times I've been. With the exception of the last time they've been schooled up was, something that crappie tend to do. I don't know what was going on last time. I felt like they were a little more scattered than usual because, normally if you catch one or two in a spot, you can normally catch quite a bit. But it seemed like we'd catch one or two and they would just stop biting in that spot and we would have to move. But I'm hopefully doing a little bit of a pattern here, and hopefully I can figure it out pretty quick because I want to fill this cooler up pretty fast because I got to clean these bad boys tonight. One thing I like to do is put the trolling motor on its lowest possible setting. And just little shade spots like this, I like to toss this little grub. This is out of a beetle spin. It just doesn't have the spin on it. This is a 1/8 ounce size. The reason why I'm going with such a bigger lure is I needed to get down to depth faster. Because normally when it's hot like this, they tend to, be a little bit closer to the bottom where it's cooler. And I just let it sink for a little while, and then I just slow retrieve, just like this. I just like to find little holes like that, especially to cast into. Alright, you guys, what I've done is I've anchored in the spot that I can, be able to cast to. Since I'm the only person in the boat, I can hop back and forth between the front and the back of the boat. I got the live well filling up with water, so I'm going to come up here to the front. I never get to sit in the front seat. But now that I'm using anchor tactics, I can sit up here and relax and fish. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to be working the shade spots. I'm letting this thing get down there somewhat close to the bottom. Not touching it because there's a lot of snags here. And I just got a nice little bump there in the shade. But I'm just working this thing real slow. Just waiting to feel the tugs. And every once in a while I'll throw over there in the sun and the lily pads and stuff too. Like good ambush spots. I'm sorry, I can't sit in this seat. It feels like I'm about to fall out. I'm not sure how Eric does it, but I'm gonna just put that down. Now I'm going to make a cast over there in that same spot because I did get bit over there. I want to work that spot because they may be schooled up over there. I'm not 100% sure. I guess since I'm snagged up, I can show you all the one of the ways to get unstuck from a snag, especially if you're in a boat or a kayak. I'm just I got the motor off right now. I'm just pulling myself over to the snag. I got that Palomar knot on here, so that's a pretty strong knot. Now, once I get over to it, you don't want to pull too hard. Just take your time pulling yourself over there. And once you get to it, just keep on reeling all the way down to your lure. And bada bing, it's out. You really got to like connect your lure to the tip of your rod to be able to pull it out most times. But as you can see, I got my lure back. Now I'm going to go continue hunting some crappie. We're going to get out of this pocket altogether and go exploring a little bit and see if we can find some more shade spots and get on some crappie, because I don't take anything out for dinner, and I need some dinner for tonight, plus I need some fish for the freezer. Although the freezer part doesn't look like it's going to happen, and I might be eating at McDonald's or something. But we'll see. That might turn on here shortly. Another tip that I have for you guys is when you're moving between spots and you're like fishing these like little arms, doesn't hurt to throw your jig out in the middle and just troll until you get to your spot. Last week, that's how I caught my 10th fish when we were having that little fishing competition with Napoleon and Eric, and I ended up hooking my 10th fish that way. So you know, it doesn't hurt to keep a line in the water, because you might come up on a fish. All right, this is the last cast, then I'm gonna go ahead and move up a little bit closer. Put the nose of this boat in the shade. There we go. I don't know if I have him still. Yeah, he's there. All right, y'all. First crappie. Finally. All right, I got dinner. Now I need to get the wife and kids dinner. Or the kids got dinner. I'll eat last. All right, y'all. I got one in the boat. I'm about to move into this pocket a little bit closer. I'm going to put the nose of this boat in the shade. Well, y'all, been out here for a while, and I'll tell you what, these crappie are making me work for it. I only got 2 on the live well right now, and seems like the bites are few and far between, so I think the fish are scattered out instead of schooled up. But I'm going to keep grinding it out. I want to end the day with at least 5. I was shooting for like 15 at the least, but I changed that goal to 10. Now I'm changing it to 5 because it's really hard out here today. But there's starting to be more shade on the bank, so hopefully they're cruising the banks looking for something to eat, and I can catch a few more. Well, y'all, pounds and pounds of sweat later and only 3 fish. I'm off of the water, about to make my way home. I'm losing daylight rather quickly, though. I'm going to need to hurry up and get home so I can go ahead and clean these. I might just go ahead and fry these tonight. That's not enough to be putting in a deep freezer or anything like that. I guess I'll just have to try my hand at catfish or something like that and hope for the best with that. Well, you guys, I know that fishing footage sucked. I went to go pull the footage off of the camera. Mind you, there was 45 clips in all that I pulled from the camera onto my laptop. And when I went to go start looking at them, a bunch of them said unsupported format or file or something like that. So I only ended up with like 15 clips that were actually like viewable and usable. So I apologize about that. I didn't have the footage of me catching the bigger size crappie. That was actually a pretty fun fight. But I don't know. I apologize, you guys. I know the fishing footage in this one kind of sucked, but I attribute it to me leaving the original SD card here at the house on accident. So I pulled the SD card out of my phone and put it in the mini cam so I can get footage, and for some reason or another it just didn't transfer over right. In other news, I'm about to go upstairs and pack because me and the family are leaving to Allentown, Pennsylvania to do Fishing the 50 up there with none other than Anthony Ogle of Menace Baits. He's going to take me out fishing on his boat, and I'm going to meet the crew members and stuff up there and, you know, hang out with them for a little while and hopefully catch a fish so we can go ahead and color in the state of Pennsylvania on my map. That Fishing the 50 video should be coming out next Saturday, and I'll probably premiere it so I can chat with you guys in the little chat box on the right hand side there. And we can chat while we watch the very first viewing of it together. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to follow me on my social media accounts. They're scrolling right here at the bottom of the page, and they're also down there in the description box below. I'm probably going to start doing giveaways just for the Facebook users. So if you haven't followed me on Facebook particularly, make sure you hop on over there. Like the page and follow it and keep up to date with what's going on with everything. But that's going to do it for this episode of Bigfella Outdoors. Be sure to tune into the next episode where you can catch me outside doing what I love most, getting my dose of the great outdoors. Be sure to get y'all's too.